there's a gentleman. Where's Travis Walton's little thing? We used to have it on the desk here. Oh, it's over there. That guy right there. This guy is Travis Walton. And he's got his own bobblehead now. Man's got to make a living.
Let's go.
He was in this movie called Fire in the Sky. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a UFO abduction story, but it's a very famous abduction story because there was a bunch of eyewitnesses, and there was witnesses that saw the spacecraft that were in the town. He was a logger in Arizona, and he had, including people that hated him, who backed up his story. So they saw something in this area where they were logging. There had been sightings, like multiple sightings of UFOs in the past. And they saw something go through the sky and into the trees. And they pulled the truck over. This guy, Travis Walton, who was a young guy at the time, he's in his early 20s, jumps out of the car, runs over to this thing, and there's a flying saucer, like a classic flying saucer that's hovering over the ground. It was like a flying saucer, right? Is that how he described it? I believe? Yeah. Anyway, he runs up, gets too close to this thing. A burst of energy hits him. Like he got too close to it or something, gets knocked down. The other guys run. They're terrified now. They run, they get in the car, they drive off. And then they're screaming and yelling at each other as they're driving off. Like, we got to go back and get him. We can't fucking leave him there.
Yeah.
So they go back. They go back to the same spot. He's gone. He disappeared for 5 days. And what's like 5 days? I hope I'm not fucking this up. So 5 days later, he shows up in town, calls someone on a cell phone, calls the police, tells them his story. There's recordings of him calling the police and telling his story. No one knows what happened to him. 5 days, no food, no water, and his story was that they took him aboard this spaceship and repaired him, that he got damaged by this burst of energy that came off of this spaceship, and that they repaired him, and that he communicated with these beings. And these beings are what everybody describes as these classic gray aliens. These things with these big heads and these large eyes. And then there was different types of creatures that were on this spaceship too. But that poor fucking guy, for the rest of his life. Now he's like in his 60s, maybe 70s. And that's him. He came on the podcast. Very nice guy, but now he's the fucking wacky UFO guy for the rest of his life. Like Travis Walton could have been a normal guy and had a normal life and never experienced that. Like.